Welcome back once again. It's time for another discussion about what we just saw on screen. NiP up against TSM, with NiP prevailing in quite a convincing fashion. And it's time, of course, to turn to my analysts. I have Hiko, KARRIGAN, Vendetta, and Disturbed joining me. And I'm going to start straight away with you, Vendetta. You have something to say, actually, regarding that kind of double-up setup that was touched on by both you and Disturbed before the game.
Well, yeah, we talked about it, and we figured it would be the focal point of NiP's attacking it. It was. It really, really was. And you could see that they were constantly getting picks pretty much every round. It beat Alu or Forest, and even on both sides. And that played a massive part for NiP. TSM, on the other hand, weren't able to reproduce that same level of consistency with their AWPers. And they even tried going with 3 people, both KARRIGAN, KARRIGAN, and Device, but nothing really stuck for them. And in addition to that, I think we have to mention Forest. We talked about it. Forest shows up in big games, and he really did. And I think Hiko has a few things to say about that man.
Yeah, Forest was really outstanding to watch. I actually want to focus more on TSM and how they played their CT side. One thing I actually noticed was early in the half, they were playing a lot of people actually towards middle. And they were really getting prepared for NiP's mid-B take that everybody knows that they always do. And NiP never hit it, so they ended up not playing middle at all. And I think something that's worth mentioning is a lot of the Scandinavian teams, they play middle so aggressively. They double pick it sometimes. They actually push into lower. Like, you see Fnatic a lot of time push into lower. Even like a team like Envy has always pushed into lower B. So for TSM to give up middle like that, they're so far separated on the other sides of the maps that it's really hard to kind of over-rotate for something like that.
Yeah, and the obvious thing in this situation would be to say that TSM was scared of the things that NiP do. And I also want to point at the things on that. I actually just think that TSM was prepared for what NiP would do, and it seemed like NiP just got too much freedom on that catwalk. I was expecting maybe TSM to try and deny that with going for flash peeks on Cat, or maybe even doing the human tower in the middle to deny any Cat access for the NiP team, but they just gave them so much access, and the retakes from TSM just were inconsistent.
Yeah, and actually, going over to you then, Disturbed, these TSM rounds, the rounds that TSM did pick up, or of course, perhaps in contrast to that, the ones they didn't, was there any direct reasoning behind that?
Yeah, I mean, most of the rounds TSM got was on eco, so that just shows how Tech9 and CZ are still overpowered. So, well, needs to step in and nerf them. I mean, there's like no way on ecos you get the most of the rounds you get.
So they've been having very strong eco rounds, and I mean, NiP, that kind of says something about NiP as well. They've straight away dealt with, as soon as weapons were in the Danes' hands, they just completely shut them down. And with a scoreline like that from NiP, of course, we have to start looking towards map number 2, which has completely escaped my memory.
Inferno.
It is Inferno, of course, with Nuke as the 3rd. So Inferno is going to be our 2nd map, and let's talk a little bit about that map while it's on our screens.
Yeah, well, NiP is known for being one of the strongest Inferno teams, especially on tournaments, like LAN tournaments. They are kind of risky online, but on LAN tournaments, they always show up on this map. And one of the things that Hiko points out, and also Disturbed was telling me, is actually like the story about Forrest, is that he's always good at big tournaments, and he's always strong after a roster change. And they just made a roster change of Alu, and Forrest is just insanely strong. And if he can hold the pit area down by himself, like he did at DreamHack, then they will have a high chance of winning. Interesting thing is going to be to see how Alu is going to be playing the AWP in contrast to how Michael Lille was playing the AWP from NiP at DreamHack.
I think actually one of the good things for NiP is that they have so many versatile players, Alu being one of them, and you know that firsthand. The fact that Alu, it doesn't really matter where you put him initially, he can just roam around and do pretty much whatever and still be effective with that AWP. And coming back to Forrest, I mean, if he keeps up his form from the first game, and I don't see any reason why he wouldn't, I'm feeling really sorry for TSM right about now, because, as you said, a tournament map, like if you're going to pick a tournament map for NiP, it's probably the Inferno, because you saw that at Cologne. They came in, everyone expected Fnatic to win, were the world's best on Inferno, NiP took them down.
Closing thoughts then from Hiko and your prediction. It's time for that.
I think if anyone ever mentions Inferno, you always think of Freiburg, the king of banana. And I think he will show exactly why people consider him the king of banana. I'm going to give this game to NiP 16-10.
And Casper, quick prediction for me.
16-12 for TSM. I need to go with my start prediction. So.
Okay, you went for them before. It didn't quite work out. We'll see if the 2nd time's the charm. How about you, Vendetta?
NiP 16-10.
Okay, we'll look in NiP, and finally Disturbed.
NiP 16-8. I mean, Alu's AWP is going to be strong on the outside, and the other side there's Forest. So what can you do?
So it seems like any doubt that they did have about NiP has been blown away with that Dust 2 game. And so our Des thinks NiP. We'll see what our casters think, as it's now time for Natu and Anders.
Thank you very much, Alex, and welcome back here to the casting desk. Are you ready for it, Katowice? Come on. There we go, there we go. Are you ready, Natu? It's going to be quite an interesting game, this one.
Definitely. It's going to be a rough start for TSM. They have to play the T half of Inferno to start with against an NiP side that is known to be very strong CT. As we just heard Hiko say, Freiburg, the king of banana, just locking that bomb side down, making it that much harder. You got the opping ability of Alu playing on the A side. So it's gonna be a tall task for TSM.
Without a doubt, not much confidence, and you know you have to notice the only Dane in the analyst panel is also the guy who predicts that maybe the Danish team is going to win. Some coincidence there, you think, or do you think the others have it right?
Well, it's not impossible for TSM to win, that's for sure. I mean, if they, let's say they take the best T-pistol round and then even get the first weapon round on T half, you know, that could really turn the tides completely. But I think that's the thing that needs to happen. They need a T-pistol around here to build some momentum early on.
How do they get them? What's KARRIGAN calling right now? You start T, you've got the pistols. There are so many different variations. Actually, I think Inferno is one of the ones that allows for like the most diverse pistol rounds you can have, because you can go for a bunch of smokes and a set strat where you smoke off certain areas. Let's say you smoke off pit, and then you run for the A bomb site. Hope you catch someone in pit and you put the bomb down. But you could go all armor and just try and rush down. What's your favorite thing? What do you think?
I really like to feel out what the CTs are doing at first, because that's the very big factor in what you can actually run.
And that Molotov instantly makes me think it's not going to be like a straight rush. It'll be a setup here. So two smokes and they are all going B. So yeah. Freiburg and Forest. I mean, especially the guy holding oranges right now could be in some trouble with that Molotov.
Possibly, or the new boxes.
Freiburg, what an opening! But Cajun with a good return here. Smoke goes up. And the second map is already live. They didn't wait that long to figure out. They just kind of went for it here. But they're in the site. They're doing a good job. And Freiburg's low on health here. It's looking good for TSM. And they need that strong start. That's exactly what you said, Nansu. They have to come in swinging on this one. Get right, goes down. Nice shot from Cajun B. And it is a 4v3. Bomb ticking away. Kit's on Freiburg, and he's got 8 health. He goes down. That Kit could be lost for a while. Sivnik's putting a little bit of damage in on Exist. Still ticking. NiP, they're playing this very slowly, maybe even too slowly. As Freiburg goes down, Exist will fall, and Alu's going to go down to great double kill, and Cajun helping out. Solid round.
Yeah, very rough retake altogether. 4-on-3. B-bombs out of Inferno. It's a very rough retake. But yeah, just a nice play from TSM there. The timing of their push to B, pitch perfect. Getting that kill, even though Freiburg got the initial kill, the return kills were there, and just took over the bomb side and got the advantage of 4-on-3. Kept it locked down.
What do you think about this buy though from TSM? We've got 2 submachine guns, 1 Tech 9, and they know it's going to be armor pistols that they're up against. And especially in front of you have to get close. Those submachine guns aren't always that effective.
Well, I mean, it's not that long range of a map, so a P90, it's a good weapon along with the UMP. So, I don't see this as a big problem, really.
All right. Well, we'll see. Alu, CZ 75 in hand. Just a couple of shots put in. Not stressed at all. Yeah. I think it's very key to Alu's style. I'd say probably one of the most calm players that we have in the current Counter-Strike scene.
Yeah, it's funny. He used to not be, but he has become one, actually.
How long ago would you say he wasn't?
Let's say 3-4 years ago.
So it's taken a while then.
They built it up a bit.
All right then.
I think he actually became a lot better in mouse sports also. He learned a lot in that time.
All right, well, I have a point to make about that, but we'll have to wait a little bit because TSM, they're ready to go into this A bomb site. Device goes down early on, still fighting here. Forest. Oh, we can't get the kill. It looked like it was going to happen. Exist though, fighting against Dupree. TSM, they can't afford to let go of this round. They got to win it. And they are, as a minimum, going to get a bomb plant here, but they need more than that. The P90, as you said, close range, pretty damn good. And there it is.
Yep. Looked a bit scary for a while there, though, at the push, when they were pushing towards the site.
Now, at the offline qualifiers for this event, I spent a good deal of time talking to Alu, and one of the things he told me was his conversations with Chris Chris J from Mousesports were a lot about forgetting past mistakes during the game and saying it's a new round and let's move on. Yeah. And Alu actually said if Chris can get into that mode of thinking, he'll be also one of the best players in like a top 10 player essentially.
Yeah, I think a lot of players have that issue still. They think about the statistics and think about the mistakes they've done before. You just forget about it. You just move forward. It's about winning rounds, not about the mistakes you did before. You just gotta move forward and think about the upcoming round.
Good stack going on from NiP in this bomb site. It's got 4 people here. Device is kind of like the lone scout running in. He goes down, so now they probably realize it's a stack going on. But they're still kind of hanging around. They've got plenty of time to run back, and I'm glad they finally did it. Yeah. Now all they have to deal with is Alu here. He's going to hear them running. He can hear them in the middle right now. That's why he's sort of looking into the wall. He's just trying to detect how many people are there. So really good job from Alu, just counting, relaying the information to his teammates. That's exactly what you want to do. And Exist hiding on the other side of smoke. NiP with the rotation based off all of Alu's information right now. Sibnik's going to take Exist down. Alu coming up from behind. Should be a kill here. He doesn't get it though. Cajun turn around just in time for it. Forrest has stolen the Mag-10 and is actually killing people with it. And Forrest with the second kill. Oh no, they can't let this get out of hand. TSM, they're in the site with the bomb down. But NiP are all around. They're coming in for it. Get Right gets a kill. Dupree has to hold strong. They don't have a kit. He just has to buy a lot of time here. Good damage initially. They're not defusing yet, and it's going to take a while before they really can here. Dupree takes down one. He's jumping. They're in the back here. He gets another one. Get Right still holding it down. Dupree. Oh, he gets it as well. What a round from Dupree. That is a big clutch 1v3.
Yeah, I like the initial play from TSM. Not going to B and wolf packing it towards A. But then we didn't actually see where Forrest got the kill. I think it was on quad side and got those 2 kills, and that just changed the scenario completely. But then Dupree just displaying a great individual performances, and I think that's what we're going to need from TSM. We're going to need these big players to really step it up and show why they're here.
They put Device on AWPing duty, and he seems to want to pick up that role, and sometimes he's super successful, but sometimes he isn't. And I think that one of the keys to TSM, and you'll disagree if you need, but feels to me like they need to have Device stop AWPing if it isn't working really early on, because they got 2 other players at least that can pick it up. So why keep putting it on a guy that isn't hitting the shots? If it is, that's fine. Keep going.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what our teams do as well. If they have players that are capable of using the AWP other than just one player, they're going to switch it up, and definitely they should do it. If Device is not hitting his shots, they're going to have a Cajun B, for example, as a backup plan. But I do like the fact that they picked it up, though, early on here, to try and get those early picks. NiP not giving them, though. They're smoking off banana right now, and they're wasting a lot of time from TSM. So it's going to be one of those rounds that's going to go all the way down to the wire, time-wise.
Sibnik's here. He's got 2 flashbangs, so if he tries to make noise over here, he could keep a couple of people. There's 1 flashbang in. He's still making actually 3 people stay at this A bomb site. That's how effective he's been. I'm pretty sure there's smoke going on in the middle. Oh, actually, no. He's just walking through it here. Freiberg running in. He's got the M4 in hand. He's going to have to go back. They're coming around the corner. 20 seconds left here. Forrest picks up 1. KARRIGAN, what a great return. Headshot on Forrest. Freiberg gets the 1. They can't get him down just yet, and he's going to die. Device getting the shot, and that's what they needed. The AWP coming into play. Alu and Get Right. How do they retake this?
It's a very, like I said before, retake on B is a very hard one. I'm not sure, unless they get a really early, no, they're not even going to opt it. The only option they would have had was if TSM gave them an early kill, then a 2-on-2 retake would have been possible, but 2-on-3, very hard to make it happen.
So I'm not even going to try it. I'm not sure about NiP's economy, but these 2 rifles might be all they have in the upcoming round. I think it's going to be a little bit sketchy.
Yeah, definitely. This is exactly what TSM needed here. This is the start that they needed to stay alive in this match. That's definitely for sure. Like I said before that it started, they needed that pistol, and even if they win the first weapon round, it could make the difference in this map.
4-0.
NiP wasn't even able to save an AWP.
That's a bit of a shame. If they could pick that up on Alu, it'd be onto something good. And speaking of Alu, he hasn't got a kill yet. Not necessarily a big indication. It's not been a single round for NiP that they've won.
Yeah, and that most of the action has been happening besides on the ecos. Well, the first weapon round went on to B. So
it's kind of interesting. They buy 4 smokes NiP here, like they are going to play a normal round, even though they only have 2 rifles.
It's very nice. That's something people should utilize even more, because that's going to buy you time and make confusion to the attacking side when you're smoking off crucial choke points of the map.
He spots the gun barrel, then Exist definitely no, and he knows the next peak's going to be around that corner, so he's going to go and hide. Smoke us up again. Device going to take down one. There's a lot of people there, and Get Right with the 2nd kill of the round. Alu also helping out here. Dupree gets the 1. He knows Get Right is down there. He's just going to jump into pit, look for the headshot. Spray, not going to get it, and Get Right. That's a triple kill now, leaving Cajun 1v3. Oh, NiP, they just had a few rifles, but they made it work so far. Get Right goes down. Cajun will end up falling to Forest, and it's going to be 4-1 NiP. Yeah. Stealing it away with just a little bit of equipment.
Well, yeah, but those smokes, really, they do amount a little bit of pressure for the T's, because they're not really sure what's happening. If it's going to be full buy, it's going to be a save, and then they stacked it up top and middle, and it just worked out for them, for NiP. But yeah, 1-4. TSM, if they were to win this round, would be in trouble for NiP. So NiP needs to string some rounds together here. They do need around 10 rounds here on the city side.
Yeah, consecutive rounds is the name of the game when you're playing Inferno CT side, without a doubt. The TSM though, no bomb plant in the last round, meaning 2 of them are on Tech 9s. We'll see. Earlier in the tournament, I mean, I think Olofmeister showed us how good the Tech 9 could be on Inferno. So it's obviously not as good as having a rifle necessarily, but it could be pretty effective either way.
Definitely, and it gives you the option of buying the nades you need, especially on Inferno. You need a lot of nades. And as we can see here, NiP actually opts to give out the banana. They're not forcing it. So they're giving TSM room to play with. Not sure if that's something they chose to do particularly against TSM, or if it's something they're going to be doing more in the future.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it for sure. Molotov's out here. Forest, good flashbang out. KARRIGAN close with the Tech 9, and it's going to be a double opening just like that. Another bonus of the Tech 9 is that run and gun potential. You don't always have to stop and try and shoot people. Definitely very important. And last time NiP ran, I think this time is another one where they're going to have to save instead of fighting.
I think they are going to save.
So we brought up Fnatic as a team that, and you know, widely considered the best team in the world on Inferno. Now, when they were playing earlier against Penta in their quarterfinals, I'm fairly sure they ran the most rounds having Olofmeister in A apartments and then 4 people on Banana, just like TSM did, except that this time it's Sibnix who's sort of playing either second mid or A apartments. So what's this point? Why not just have everyone at Banana?
Well, first of all, you want to have some sounds and things happening there on the other side of the map, so it's not too obvious that they're going to be running a strat on Banana. But you need a lot of force in Banana as well, especially if your opposing team is playing an aggressive Banana hold. Because that area of the map is going to basically dictate if you're going to be able to do any fakes or especially like if you want to fake B and go A, you really need to have the Banana control. So basically, that's why you have 2 to 3 to even 4 people in Banana to take it over and then run a strat of your liking.
Because NiP managed to save those 3 rifles now, so they're still able to put together a buy. So that's obviously a big upside for them, and they have an AWP on Alu. So
it's a good buy for them. They should be all right. And they have some smokes to work with as well.
Is it going to change the game for NiP, a CT side, having that?
The AWP?
Yeah.
Well, it didn't work last round, but they had TSM hit B. So let's see. Let's see if they keep hitting B. I think that's a thing KARRIGAN's teams before actually have liked to do a lot on Inferno, is to hit B very late.
And look who's alone in second mid. Sibnix.
Yep.
Sort of just slowly walking back, and he's going to throw a smoke. It's going to land towards pit, which is usually an indication that some sort of push is coming. But they might also see, because actually usually it's 2 smokes, so they might be thinking, wait, it's only 1 smoke. We're not going to call it just yet. No one rotating out of B. Wouldn't have expected that either at all for NiP. And Sibnix running back to join everybody else. They're going to try and flood into the side here. 35 seconds. Forest, good shot there at the edge of the smoke. Going to take down KARRIGAN. And TSM have ground to a hold. They need to move here. Dupree with the kill. Forest, second kill for him. Sprays through outer bullets. Goes down to Sibnix. And it's back into a 3v3. And this time NiP are going to fight it. This time they're not going to run away. And the bomb only just going down. They have a lot of resources to do this with, but they need that entry frag once again here. And Exist will give it to them. Device and Sibnix left. Sibnix covering an angle that no one is going to come from. He's going to turn around with the AK and look for the opening. Can he get the Swedish captain killed here? That bomb is ticking actually quite a lot now. Device goes down, And there's Sibnix with the kill. Gets one, goes for Alu, gets the spray. Now he's got the knife out, 10 bullets left, and oh my god, he gets it! TSM, 6 rounds in. What a clutch from Sibnix.
Yeah, just great play from Sibnix, that's for sure. Like, one of those situations again where individual performances are reigning supreme. It seemed to be a theme here in this match, and continues to happen.
Now, how would you rate Sibnix as a clutch player? Would you say that's necessarily his role, or would you?
At this tournament, I think he had a rough first day. He even tweeted about it himself, I believe. So, but as a player, he's just got a crazy aim. He's just an overall talented player. I'm not sure if he's particularly a clutcher, but he just possesses a lot of skill.
All right, utility all round. Let's put him at that.
Yeah.
Device going to take down Freiburg. There's another shotgun on Get Right, and I mean,
I'd say if you can see NiP change their game plan a bit on Banana, if they're going to start forcing, I feel like they need to start playing more aggressively in Banana to not give TSM such an easy time going into Banana and executing those motion flashes and Molotoving the B, because they're doing it very well right now. Freiburg and Forest are having a hard time holding that side.
Device comes in. It's going to be Free actually opening up. Sibnix with a good kill on Get Right, so the Nova shotgun's out. Alu with a team kill. A little bit of a shame then. Forest kind of wanted in front of him. It's going to be a flawless round for TSM. Looking great right now. 7-1. Now, I'll ask you about this Banana aggression. It's not something TSM have been doing yet, but I've seen a bunch of times in the past where when the CT side does go aggressive on Banana, the T side will respond by throwing a bunch of Molotovs at the top of Banana by the car and shut them out. So they end up kind of losing it anyway, except they use a bunch of grenades to get that control. So I don't know if that's what NiP are afraid of. I mean, there's only one Molotov here, so I mean, they shouldn't be afraid, but so far they haven't done it. Actually, you've picked the right round now, too. They are moving up this time.
Yep.
Gonna go for it. Grenade on in. Freiburg, negligible damage, but look at this. This is a smoke that works nearly one way, and he's gonna get that kill on Cage and Freiburg. Such good timing.
Yeah, that's going to make it easier for them when they get the pick. Now they're falling back, though, so they're giving that Banana control after the initial kill. But at least they got the first pick, and Dupree with the return on assist.
That's huge, obviously. Sibnix goes down, though. Get Right still looking up in apartments. It looks like it's going to be a bomb plant inside here. They're going to plant inside the bomb site, which means, but apartments isn't good for them, and actually pit could be a problem as well. If they lose control of the bomb site, it's really hard for Dupree to try and save it here, so we'll see if that's going to be an issue or not. Hopefully it won't for TSM, because they need this map to put us onto a third one, otherwise they're not going to move forward, but it's looking good for them right now. KARRIGAN with one, he goes down, and Dupree's going to fall as well. Freiburg finishing that round with a quad kill, and there you see that corner. And they should have time for the defuse.
Yeah, he does have time. Should not be a problem.
What do you think about this planning position here, considering the after plants that they had?
Not the optimal for sure. I mean, the guy in Pick Pit, there's no way he can kill the guy defusing. But not sure of the circumstances when he was planting. But it was if the planter had a lot of pressure to him, then you have to sort of do a safe plant like that. But in a situation where you had a lot of time to do the plant, then you should do it more open, where you can actually kill the diffuser from that big pit.
Oh, I'm interested. Freiburg throwing this smoke really far back, and actually, it's about a month ago, NiP would always show this smoke at car, or like top banana instead of bottom banana. So they've changed that a little bit here. Device almost got reported then, but instead, he's gonna miss a shot. Boosted up on top then.
Now it's interesting to see how is this going to affect TSM's game plan when NiP is actually pushing Banana. Are they going to try to take the control of it, or are they just going to leave him to it and strike on the A side?
Yeah, one of the tools for KARRIGAN has been removed. It's been effective round after round. Sibnix over at second mid, the rest pushing Banana. Well, there's no control of Banana now. And it's about 55 seconds left.
It's definitely. Whenever a team leaves out the Banana empty, you definitely have to, as an in-game leader, you have to utilize that for either doing a B strat or faking B strat.
Well, it seems like they're gonna go for it after a while. KARRIGAN's, he's thought of everything through, he came up with, wait a minute, let's just wait till the smoke's gone and go B anyway.
Yeah,
bomb though, look at the bomb, it's so red. This is actually a huge fake coming out. Forest being forced out with the Molotov, goes down to KARRIGAN. Is there gonna be a rotation? We need to look at the minimap here. The blue dots over at A, they need to move out of the bomb site, otherwise this isn't gonna work. And Get Right, look, he's standing solid. He's like an absolute rock. He's not buying this at all. Neither is the rest of NiP. They see this coming. What a read coming out from Exist right now here. This is some good in-game leading coming out. And he's going to do even better. Gets a kill on Sipnix. They've seen this. They're not buying it. Allo gets a kill as well. Get right down in pit with the one. Goes for the last one as well. And KARRIGAN, he's got the double, but there's no time. They will lose the round. And that is NiP simply not buying it in spite of a lot of effort put in from TSM.
Yeah, very expensive round. Usually you don't rotate that, like you rotate when you're getting called that the bomb is at one of the sides, basically. Like that's the so-called right way to do it. And nice patience from the CT player from NiP. Get right on the boys. On their side, just played it perfectly, not over-rotating, winning them the round. But a very costly round. They only had one guy left when the round ended, so they're going to have a very limited amount of equipment going into this round. So a very, very, very important round in from NiP's perspective.
You said they were looking for about 10 rounds, and that ship sailed. That's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah. That train has really left the station, so they really want to win out here. 8-7 at least. It's going to be a tough second half.
Initial, very different setup from TSM here, as they've got the bomber at second mid, and if KARRIGAN is joined up by a second player in second mid, I expect they might try for like an A execute where they just smoke from second mid into pit. What do you think about those kind of smokes where you just try and do that?
Where you're smoking
pit with a double smoke on car, one a little bit further back.
Well, that's like you're just basically isolating the guy. If there's someone, if you know they have a tendency of playing big pit, then you just strike the bomb side instead of really caring about the big pit. That's the whole plan of it. But the problem is if you have a guy like Get right here for playing balcony, that's gonna be trouble.
That's the one kill, but he goes down. Sipnix device as well. They got another entry frag over at Archway, and Forrest and Freiburg just gonna run away. So they're looking really good here for TSM. This is a disastrous situation, in fact, for NiP. The tables have been turned since Dust 2, which was looking incredibly one-sided in favor of NiP. They had everything going their way and some incredible plays, but it's very different now.
Definitely. A great playing for TSM, that's for sure. And like I said before, KARRIGAN's teams from like previously have liked to execute those B strats, and we've seen TSM do a lot of that right now, and they're doing a perfect job against with it.
On Dust 2, Natu, you were requesting some CT aggression. Does that work on Inferno?
Yeah, well, like we talked about it. Banana aggression, early picks in middle. I think NiP just hasn't had the opportunity so far. Like they've been having very limited equipment. I think TSM has been smoking off mid a lot early on. Do not give them the room to try and pick from mid. So,
what about the rush down middle style of Virtus Pro or Na'Vi, where super aggression,
full YOLO.
Full YOLO, exactly, you're right.
I think VeriGames was the one that started off with a 3-2 split down to middle.
Yeah, in fact, you're absolutely right, and it's been popular ever since, pretty much.
Yep.
It's really good, I think, in TSM. You can see that they were reacting to that smoke. They recognized first time that smoke came up, Freiburg got the kill by looking under it, and it's some of those newish smokes that we've been talking about. This time, you can tell that they were ready for it. They saw that smoke and they realized there's probably going to be someone hiding there.
Yeah.
So it only worked once.
Yep. Nowadays, you do the calls whenever a bit of an odd smoke comes in. You always call out, watch out for like a one-side smoke. You know, that's what we do. If those type of things happen, you always call it out. So you got to be really careful and just spam the smoke.
Good smoke on over towards Archway. Going to block off that side. And if they run quad right now, I mean, it's not the most impressive defense right here. Get right with a 5-7. I think Allo in sight with a C-set 75, and Get right's going to walk right into Sipnix, and a little bit of spray then, but still it's a kill nonetheless. Allo gets the one. I can't follow it up with the C-set. It's very close though. Forrest, I mean, they actually have a lot of equipment here. They've got almost $7,000 in equipment spread between these two players. So they got to be a little bit careful they don't give it up for nothing.
Yeah, considering the money situation that NiP is right now, and the match is about to be 3-9 in favor of TSM on the T side of Inferno. Yeah, you need to save the weapons. Or the weapon, at least. And the kit that exists. Both have kits, too, so... And armor. So please do save it. For the sake of your team.
Do it. It's not a lot in the bank right here for the Swedish Ninjas. Cajun going to steal the one away. Wasn't the most expensive loss this time. Would have been worse if it was Forrest. And he's miles away. He's going to be just fine. Wow. I mean, this kind of start. Were you you said they needed a good start. You thought they could get it as well, but were you expecting this?
Not really. I don't think anyone was. Or if someone says they were expecting this, then I think they're lying. But yeah, it's just been a phenomenal start from half from TSM so far. They're really fighting back and mounting a comeback here in this matchup.
Oh, and here it is, actually. They're going to go for the aggression. It's not a lot of equipment, but this is what we're just talking about. Rushing down middle. Cajun going to get surprised, and he goes down to get right. NiP risking it all in this round, but they kind of have to. They're so far behind. And it's a bold move, but I think it's actually turned out pretty well. TSM now locked on the far right side of the map, and get right. Still alive, still plenty of health. Down in pit, though. Freiburg is kind of alone, and just with the USPS, he needs backup quick.
I think NiP's problem right now is that looking at the scoreboard, you have Alu at 2 frags, for example, Forrest and Freiburg at 6 and 8. They need to pick up their game.
Exist trying his best here.
There we go.
But he goes down after getting the double. Sipnik's 1 v3 at the moment. And it should be around here for NiP, a much needed 1. Still so much left for them to do here. Forrest gonna pick up the kill. We're looking at 9 full. So is that one of the big problems for NiP? Is it individual players right now that aren't performing to the level?
I mean, it's always a combination of how your opposing team is playing against you. They're making it hard for you, but at the same time, individuals here need to step it up. Like we see, Alu he's an impact player. He needs to be an impact player for NiP without offing, and he's being denied of that so far very efficiently. And now you can see Forrest is actually picking up the op. He's going to be playing that banana aggressively, it seems like.
All right, so different approach for NiP to trying to hold banana. Last time they had 2 people aggressively pushed out. This time it's Forrest. He gets the first kill there on Cajun. Gotta be careful, and he will go down to the Device. That's actually an excellent headshot from the Danish rifler.
That's a good trade for TSM. That favors definitely TSM.
Expensive rifle, and also one of the players on NiP that's been performing best so far in this quarterfinals overall. Dupree waiting up here in apartments.
And having 4 CTs left means that one of the 2 sides is going to be weakened, for sure. 100%.
Flash out. Device, he should know. He sees Alu as well. He wants to see if there's another one he could kill. He spots both of them. He gets, whoa, oh my god, Device! That is insane! Takes down Alu and Freiburg. What a next level play. He had them lined up for execution.
That was just lovely. Really nice with Device there. Just that patience. You know, a player that's been a lot of times will have been complaining about how he doesn't perform in the playoffs, doing that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Big up for him.
Often referred to as the choker.
Yeah.
Someone who can't quite perform once it gets to the playoffs. You're right. This round, it's a quad kill for him. All of them extremely well executed. Natu, the risk involved, the tension. If you go for that peek and you get spotted, there could have been a guy up coils, standing on the ledge by the grill, looking down there. Or he could have just been looking the right way. If he goes down, Device, he's given up at least 1 and maybe 2 kills. So it takes a lot more. Looking at it, it seems like it's nothing. Waiting to shoot doesn't seem like a big thing, but when you're in the game.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's always going to be a risk, that's for sure. It could have turned out horribly wrong, but you got to take risks. That's the fact. You know, there's no way around it.
Can't safe play your way to a grand finals.
Yeah, there's no way you're going to safe play your way winning a major. You're always going to have to take some risks.
Now look at this smoke here. This is the one that I was talking about, that NiP normally throw, in my opinion. This is the most common one for them, top mid, top banana like this. On the TSM side, though, there's 3 Molotovs, including one that they stole from the CT side. We haven't seen any really heavy Molotov executions towards B. KARRIGAN seems to want to just kind of walk in slowly.
Yeah, they're just smoking off at the crucial points of the site and timing their flashes correctly and just basically getting those first picks. That's the plan that I have, and it's working out great for them so far. 10-4 scoreline in favor on the Inferno T side. It's not unheard of, but it's not that common either.
It's definitely not that common. NiP in a similar situation as the one that TSM was just in on Dust 2, trying to remind themselves it's 1 round at a time.
Yeah, I don't know if NiP just got too comfortable after that Dust 2, if it was just so-called too easy for them, if they feel like it, I don't know.
I mean, it was easy for them, maybe that's it. got lured into a sense that this is already good. Yeah. This time TSM aren't going to go for the B-bomb side. I love this push here from KARRIGAN, but it's not going to be good enough. Allo will take him down. NiP, it's the last round. They do need to pick this one up. dupreeh charging in. It's raining men down on Get Right, and Allo will pick up a second kill on Device. Assist coming in here. It's looking good right now for NiP. No bomb plan yet, but Allo went down. And you think he could have waited for his teammates to show up. Still all right for NiP. They've got the men advantage, and they're all around the site. They're coming in from multiple angles here. It could definitely work.
The next kill is going to be huge in terms of which one's going to win.
Forrest has a shotgun. He can actually jump out of the apartments and shooting with the shotgun. It's still accurate midair. That could be a real factor here. Well, Forrest goes down. KARRIGAN gets the kill. Oh no, NiP, it's falling apart for them right now. And friberg goes down. One click from KARRIGAN. Very convincing, although Sivnix did burn alive in the background.
Like I said, the next kill was very crucial. TSM got the kill in the effort plan situation and won the round.
Oh, the crowd is chanting. They were chanting for NiP earlier, but now it's TSM that's being called out here.
Everyone's getting love.
I think that was actually, it looked like there was some mistiming for NiP. Forrest died first, then next in line, the guy coming from Archway, and they simply died one at a time. They didn't coordinate well enough.
That is true. Yeah, it's very un-NiP-like, you should say.
Yeah, they seem to be the most schooled team at doing that.
Yeah, right now they seem to be out of sync. I don't know if what we just discussed, if they just felt too comfortable after that first map, got a rough start, and then things just snowballed from there. And TSM just played excellently as well. And all of a sudden, the individual plays that were in NiP's favor on us two were on TSM's favor. It just turned around like that.
Yeah, definitely a solid performance from the Danish team right now. NiP, see Get Right with his fist on his nose, just looking a little bit disappointed, I think. They do have Nuke as a third map, and they get to start CT side Nuke, so there is a lot still working for NiP, but...
Well, you don't want to look that far ahead yet. There's still 1.5 to go, and they just need to, they got to think to themselves, we can do what they did to us. And that's the only right approach they can have right now.
Now, in the past, with when Fetish was doing the in-game leading for TSM, I would say that they used to be one of the really, really hard teams to beat on Inferno CT side. Routinely get upwards of 10, 11, 12 rounds playing CT side. Do you think they could do the same under KARRIGAN's leadership?
Well, I know that these two teams have been practicing each other prior to the tournament, so they both have a feel of how each other play. So let's see how that is going to affect the dynamics of this match. We can already see that TSM definitely maybe had an idea of what NiP is doing as a CT, and they just executed their strategies flawlessly. And let's see if NiP has an idea of how TSM plays CT, and if they capitalize on that.
Oh, and all the cheering you just heard in the crowd was because Taz and Pasha came in and joined us to watch the game here, and the Polish fans, they love it. KARRIGAN, what a great opening here, clicks Allo away. TSM, they won that third map. Winning this pistol round would almost certainly secure it. And look at Device, he's sneaking up behind him. He's actually trying to out-ninja the Ninja team. He's going to miss them by a second. That's almost unreal. But he's still walking back, and he has a good idea. Is he really going to try and knife friberg? If he did, that would be a real kill. But he should play it safe. He should just kill him.
He sees the bomb too, so that's a lot of information for TSM right now. They know that it's going to be an A hit, to be sure.
Look at Device. He did it over at the B-bomb side on T side. Now he's walking up behind him. They know everything that's going on. Device right on their heels right now. He gets the one kill. KARRIGAN with the double as well. It's down to Exist, and he's in a 1v4. Device, cold as ice.
Speaking of risks again, Device pulling off the risk out of his hat. And just pushing that apartment and getting so much information, even though he didn't. I'm not sure even if he got a kill, but all that information he got,
just the one,
was so important.
dupreeh finishes it off.
Boom. And it's going to be so much harder for NiP to mount a comeback here.
He was almost like a sleeper agent. He was in their ranks, just feeding information back to headquarters, and
a double agent.
That was very, very impressive.
Yep, and TSM just looking spot on right now here in Inferno.
Well, the response for TSM is the 1P93 for Masters 1M4 and lots of smokes here. On the NiP side, a little bit varied once again. They're not all Tech 9. There's some C-sets in there.
Yeah, they have belief in one smoke that they have bought by Exist. And yeah, they are fully invested in this round. So they want to really take this round here. Let's see if it works out for them.
Losing this round would mean 14-4 for TSM, almost certainly.
Well, yeah. But at this point, they are in desperation mode, so they really need to take these risks.
Cajun gets the one. Nice and solid controlled spray here. Dupree down in pit as well, helping out. They go for a little bit more. And the Danes, they're looking a little bit too strong at the moment. Cajun getting that kill and Device finishing it off. That's very solid. That's
very nice indeed.
Good stuff.
And did they lose maybe one player in that process of that round? And as we can see, Cajun B's spray down on Get Right on Freiburg. Really nice job from TSM.
Yeah, there was a sense of control about that. It wasn't the panic. Oh, they're really close to me. I've got to react quickly.
That was his positioning was basically what made the difference there. Apparently they didn't expect him to be there, and it really paid off.
And now it's all Glocks on NiP.
Yeah.
They haven't had a bomb plant, either pistol or the follow-up round.
Yeah, they won't have that much equipment next round either. They will have decent, but you know, not everything they would like.
They're making their way over towards the B bomb site right now. TSM, they look destined to at least get a third map here. And obviously that's what we want for quarterfinals. We have to figure out who's the most deserving getting to the semis and maybe even making it on. Although waiting in the semis is Team Envy, and that is a hard task to overcome for any team.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I'm so far, Dust 2 has been NiP territory and Inferno TSM territory. Let's see if it turns out that TSM is going to reign supreme here on Inferno. Seems like a clean sweep.
It's a shutdown from Cajun once again. Freiburg going to be the last man alive, but only for a second longer. 14-4. That one round at a time mentality has got to be more and more hard to try and dig up. Just increasingly more difficult.
Yeah, they're just opening that window slowly, and then they're just going to throw it out the window.
Look at this. Cajun and Dupree is the two top fraggers. What do you think about that?
That's cool. I mean, those are the type of players they needed to perform as well. Well, all of them has to, but some of the stars need to really step it up, and we've seen a lot of nice, great performances from all around the team. I think pretty much everyone's contributed from TSM in this map. When you're 14-4 up, that's usually what happens as well.
See Sivnix, he's really expecting that someone from NiP might be trying to boost over and look over the smoke. No one there though, and NiP making their way up second mid into apartments. They get to clear apartments pretty quickly, so they have a lot of time to work with, and they have a lot of smokes as well. Wouldn't be surprised if we end up with a pit smoke here for Cajun.
Yeah, the definite difference here is TSM is really playing aggressive banana right away, not giving room for NiP. NiP obviously going into banana though.
Oh, that's a big opening. KARRIGAN going down, and they also got the opening on Dupree. Get right with the first kill of the round. Sivnik's going to get one here from us in hand. Falls back into the site. Backup is miles away. He's all alone. Gets the one. Oh, my lord. Gets the second one. Alu going to go down. Sivnix is still alive and buying time. They're trying to get to him, but he seems to be a rock at this point. Solid performance here. Forrest dancing around the crate, but Backup is coming in. They're shooting at him from all angles, and that's going to make it a quad for Sivnix. That is some top-level defense going on over at B.
Well, definitely. Nice entry by Freiburg to the banana site, but then Sivnix just showing off his skills like we were talking about him before. Nice spray down.
And it almost looked like the second player walked into that shot. Get right will pick off one kill, still in the 1v2 here. Sivnix looking for the ace, and there it is in the quarterfinals. It's an ace for Sivnix on the TSM team. And is there a mental difference on the team? Does that give a different energy when one guy gets the ace instead of it being spread out? Obviously, the result is the same, but sort of mentally.
You have a gentleman's agreement. You give the last frag to the guy who already have 4.
All right.
You gotta have it.
Unwritten rule. I like it. That's how it should be.
15-4. TSM just looking to stomp NiP on an Inferno. I didn't expect it, that's for sure. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't expect it, but TSM just proving me wrong, and I think most of the desk as well.
Good time to be proven wrong, though, because it's going to secure us a third map. NiP would need to win 11 rounds in a row to try and somehow force overtime, and then they need to win in that overtime as well. So there is just a lot of them to ask here.
Yeah, but basically everything's just turned around. Like we've pointed out a few times before here. The whole concept of this match just turned around from one map to another. Before NiP were just doing great individual performances. Now it's TSM's turn.
KARRIGAN with a really nice flashbang, and he did something very interesting just then. But Dupree will go down, forced with a pickoff. Sipnik's going to take down Get Right. And it is a 3v3. Cajun, swift kill onto Forest. It looks like it's the end here on Inferno for NiP. Freiburg will be taking down KGMP, but they still got to get that bomb plant down. They still got to defend it. That Molotov, I don't think it's going to stop Alu from putting the bomb down, but it'll stop them from running out once it's actually gone. So Sipnik's headshot on Alu. Freiburg last man left here, trying to see if he can survive. 1v2 against the remaining TSM members. Job comes out. Freiburg, he's got a good plant here for this pit position, and they know it as well. Smoke on Sipnik. They could try and smoke him off, and yeah, they will. Freiburg now, you really can't see a thing. Device is up on Graveyard as well. Bomb ticking away.
A lot of time is spent, though.
They're not defusing yet, but they will. There it is. And I think they're going to have just enough for it. 16 to 4. TSM take the victory on Inferno. We're going to be going to a third map on you.
Great play, just all around. I think everyone from TSM just picked up their pace. Great play from Sipnik, for example. Device. Well, pretty much everyone in that team.
What do you think about KARRIGAN? That flashbang that he threw onto the roof to peek back over towards Archway? What he actually, usually people throw it, and then they just run in, and once it's popped, they run in the peak. But actually, he threw it, then he peeked and turned around, so he saw where they were just before it popped. It gave him an extra second to actually adjust his aim once he comes back, and there flashed.
Yeah.
I think that was just a tiny
Small
detail, but it's kind of cool. It's a nice way of utilizing all the resources you have, or all the time you have.
Yeah, you need to always try to develop things forward, sort of. You know, you make the basic idea, you already know it, you flash it, you peek, but maybe take it one step further. The new ways of doing things.
It's like we sometimes see with top AWPers that once they fire a shot and they're reloading, they take that time to peek just to see if they can stand where people are, unless they feel like they're getting shot back down. It's not small details, but they're always really fun and part of what makes the game.
They're crucial parts.
Now, before we get into the next map, guys, we are going to go, you've guessed it, for a short break. So we'll be right back here at ESL 1. Stay tuned.